After a quick trip to frigid Minnesota, Mike Trout and the Angels are looking to get hot back at the Big A. Tonight they start a 6-game homestand against the Tigers and old friend Torii Hunter. The star power is here as several MVPs are ready for fireworks on Big Bang Friday. Tigers and Angels is next. Well, because of the washout on Wednesday, the Angels actually had 2 days off, and today they start a very important 6-game homestand. Tonight, it is the first of 3 against the defending American League champion Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody from inside the Big A, and alongside my partner, Mark Gubas, I'm Victor Rojas, and we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. And as we pointed out, the Tigers are in town. The Tigers are playing good baseball, and the Tigers certainly have one guy at the top of the order, near the top of the order, that's very familiar to Angel fans, and of course, that's Torii Hunter.
Well, Torii Hunter coming back to Angel Stadium. All his friends have been teammates over the years with the Angels. You could see how much love his ex-teammates had for Torii Hunter, even though they know they're going to have to try to get him out during the course of this series. But I'll tell you what, he did so much for Mike Trout in mentoring, and of course Mike Scioscia won a lot of games for him also. He's just a great guy, and of course having him back, but the reality is he's wearing a different uniform.
You know, last year we had a terrific MVP race. There were 2 guys that were involved. Mike Trout of the Angels, Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers. We know that Cabrera won it because he also won the Triple Crown. Both had spectacular seasons.
Victor, one of the best races as far as the MVP we've seen in a long, long time. Both these players are unbelievable. Mike Trout jumps on the scene, the home run power, the speed, the glove, what he can do to help will his team to win games was fantastic. That's why there was a discussion with Miguel Cabrera as far as the MVP. Miguel Cabrera put up unreal numbers as he is so far this season, putting up the power numbers. He do so many things with the bat and could will his team to win. He got to the World Series last year, 330 batting average. We talked about the Triple Crown, what he could do, hit to all fields. Mike Trout can win games with his glove. Mike Trout can win games with his feet and with his bat. No question about it. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these 2 guys go at it once again.
Angel starter Tommy Hansen will have his hands full. This Tigers team swinging the bat very well. Tops in the American League in batting average. Torii leads the American League in batting average. Then you've got 2 guys near the top 5 in RBIs. That's Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera. The Angels will be taking on Anibal Sanchez, the right-hander who had 1 start against the Halos last year. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. And the Angels not wasting any time taking the field. They are ready for this first game of the three-game set between the Angels and the Tigers. A very important homestand. 6 games, 3 against the Tigers and 3 against the Texas Rangers. As we check out manager Jim Leyland starting 9 for the Tigers. It's Austin Jackson leading things off at center. Torrey Hunter's in right field. Miguel Cabrera, the MVP last season, is at third base. Prince Fielder at first base. Victor Martinez back from the ACL damage that he had to his knee. He will serve as the DH. Andy Dirks gets his start in left. Johnny Peralta at short. Alex Avila is doing the catching. And Ramon Santiago bats 9th and plays second base. Taking on Tommy Hansen. He was the scheduled starter on Wednesday in Minneapolis. That game got washed out, and Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher opting to keep everybody in line, just pushing everybody back to Hansen's start tonight.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit on the pregame show how he had a nice bullpen session in Minnesota just to work on some things as far as getting the fastball in the strike zone, utilizing his curveball and slider and changeup. Look for him to have a good game here tonight.
Check out the defense behind Hansen tonight. It's Mike Trout getting the start in left. Peter Borges is in center. Josh Hamilton in right. Luis Jimenez over at third base. Brandon Harris at short. Howie Kendrick at second. Mark Trumbo gets to start tonight at first base with Pujols serving as the DH. And Chris Iannetta is doing the catching.
Tommy Hansen be more of a fly ball type pitcher. Josh Hamilton should be very active in that right field position. He's shown he's starting to get acclimated to that spot. He hasn't played a ton of right field, mainly center field and left field throughout his career, but getting better and better in that position.
Second homestand of the season for the Angels. They were swept by the Oakland A's. They took 2 of 3 against the Houston Astros before heading out on the road for that 3-game set, which they only got 2 games in. Lost both of them to the Minnesota Twins. Austin Jackson off to a good start. This Tigers offense could get some knocks. They could score some runs. They are tops in the American League in batting average and second in runs scored only to the Oakland Athletics. Jackson hitting .347, a home run and 6 runs batted in. This one's fouled off to the right. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, mentioned that he was scheduled to get that start on Wednesday. Threw a little bit of a bullpen. Do you expect a strong Tommy Hansen? Is that a good thing? Sometimes you feel too strong.
Yeah, sometimes. I think that's why it was so important to be able to get that bullpen session in on Wednesday night. It was around 7:15 after the game was called. I think it was very huge for him to be able to get that in. Because the more you wait as a starting pitcher, because you have your routines, and pitchers are all about routines, especially starters. You don't want to be overly strong because then you can see a lot of pitches elevated.
2-1 pitch off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Former Angel Torrey Hunter is on deck. This is out toward left center field. Not hit very deep. Borges coming on. Makes the running catch, and there's the first out. That'll bring up Torrey.
Right fielder Torrey Hunter.
Just what you'd expect from the Angels faithful. 5 productive seasons as a member of the Halos. He'll look at a fastball away. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And that's so often you go back into the ballpark that you played in, you get that type of reception. That tells you what Torrey meant to his teammates and to the whole fan base for the Angels.
Fouls this one off to the right. Torrey, of course, at .313 last year, 16 home runs, 92 runs batted in for the Angels. It was one and only season in which he has hit 300 in his career. Came very close in 2009 when he hit .299. And thrived in that 2 spot in the orders. That one is up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you can see him just trying to take those deep breaths to be able to get focused. The emotion he must feel coming into this stadium.
Leading the league in hitting at .413 as he was not just trying to get on base there.
Well, if you're an Angel pitcher against Torrey, you got to remember you have to try to stay away, especially when there's no one on base. If you try to go inside, that's the baseball he can crush. force him to hit the ball to right field, especially with no one on base.
2-2, line to center. Torrey's been on a red-hot tear. Is on board with a one-out single. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera.
That pitch ended up being middle in, and Torrey doesn't miss that pitch. First hesitant when he went to that number 2 spot in the lineup. We were in Colorado. Well, he got a lot more fastballs, shortened up his swing, became a different player in the number 2 spot as compared to a run producer, the 4th, 5th, or 6th spots in the lineup.
And still will occasionally take his shot at driving the ball out of the ballpark. Mentioned the 16 home runs he had last year. He has 1 this season. He's on board. Triple Crown winner and MVP. Miguel Cabrera at the plate. He went around. Gets a first pitch slider. And if that pitch is on for Tommy Hansen, they'll help offset that fastball for him. And that's been the biggest issue for him, not necessarily the fastball, the velocity, which everyone likes to talk about. His secondary pitches, he has not been able to throw with any consistency in the strike zone.
Needs that cut action on that breaking pitch / cut fastball for him to be effective.
That is pulled to left, tried to come inside with a fastball. Trout over to cut it off. Torrey around second. He'll stop right there. So back-to-back hits for the Tigers with 1 out here in the first. That'll bring up fielders. We'll take a look at Miguel Cabrera, his Triple Crown season a year ago.
Yeah, Chevrolet all-time since 1948. Mickey Mantle in 56, Frank Robinson in 66. Carl Yastrzemski did it for Boston in 67, and Miguel Cabrera. Boy, did he have a season last year. And the thing that makes him special, he hits the ball well to right center field. So you can't necessarily pitch him in all the time, and you can't pitch him away with soft stuff. He has that kind of coverage.
Cabrera just turned 30 years of age yesterday. Fielder will look at a strike. Fielder also off to a good start. He's cooled a little bit. Well, it's off to a red-hot start for Detroit. But still hitting .351, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Chris Davis of the Orioles leads in the RBI category. He has 20, Fielder 19, Cabrera has 17. He's tied with Napoli.
Boy, big first inning for Tommy Hansen. Has to try to get his team through this, maintain that 0-0 score to let the offense get it rolling. That first inning has been a difficult one for Angel pitchers.
In at the knee is 1-2. Clean innings have been difficult for Angel pitchers. As we talked about just briefly Tuesday, towards the end of that ball game, the Angels did not have a 1-2-3 inning in Tuesday night's game. As a matter of fact, they've only had 3 1-2-3 innings in the last 3 games. The one on Monday and 2 Sunday's game against Houston. This bounce to Kendrick. Should be 2. Harris's relay is in time. An inning-ending double play. As we head to the bottom of the first. Borges Trout at Pujols coming up for the Angels with no score.
Hansen getting a big double play off the bat of Prince Fielder to keep him scoreless. The Angels lineup. Mike Scioscia's running out tonight. Game number 15 with the Angels at 4-10. Peter Borges leading things off at center. It's Trout in left. Pujols will serve as a DH tonight. Hamilton in right. Mark Trumbo's at first. Howie Kendrick at second. Inetta's doing the catching. Brendan Harris playing shortstop. Lisa Meadows batting ninth and playing third base. Taking on the 29-year-old right hitter, native of Maracay, Venezuela, by the name of Anibal Sanchez.
He's been throwing the ball very well. Fastball 89 to 93, slider, curveball, and a plus changeup for him.
First one is down and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Sanchez off to a good start for the Tigers. 2-0 record, a 1.42 ERA, 19 innings, just 10 hits and 21 strikeouts. Borges lines on the left. The Angels get their leadoff man on board. Defensively for the Tigers behind Sanchez, it's Dirks, Jackson, Hunter from left to right. The infield, Cabrera, Peralta, Santiago, and Fielder from third to first, and Avila's behind the plate.
Torrey Hunter in right field. 2 outfield assists this year already playing that position. Arguably one of the best center fielder the game's ever seen. Has made a tremendous transition into a very, very good right fielder.
Trout takes the pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Borges looked like he was going there, but stumbled. And early on, the groundskeepers always wet that infield dirt down, so the beginning part of the game, very difficult for a base runner to get in a good position to get that quick jump.
Trout looks at a strike. Angels running game non-existent. 3 stolen base through the first 14 games. Borges has an attempt at a stolen base as of yet. Trout has just 1.
You have to force the issue on Sanchez. He doesn't give you many opportunities to score. Last year, base stealer was successful. 23 of 27 attempts against him. So far this year, 2 stolen bases, 2 successful stolen bases against him.
Sanchez acquired last year from the Miami Marlins. 19 starts with the Tigers. A 4-6 mark and a 394 earned run average. Swinging a miss with a breaking ball in the dirt. And again, looked like Borges wanted to start over at first.
He's not comfortable getting this lead. Now, I've talked to Borges and Trout about their leads in spring training, what they try to do. 3 steps and then try to judge a pitcher at that point where they're getting a little stutter step to get a little bit longer of a lead.
This is the second start for Sanchez in his career here at the Big A. Got his first one last year, September the 9th. Took the loss. Gave up 3 runs in 7 innings. Scattering 7 hits. The 1-2. Trying to bring that fastball back around the back door there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trout with 4 straight multi-hit games. Even 300 with a home run and 5 runs batted in.
And Sanchez is a guy that doesn't throw a ton of fastballs. About 50% of his pitches that variety.
And he got him with a breaking ball, and there's out number 1.
Sanchez loves to throw breaking pitches, off-speed pitches, fastball counts. There, good slider for him to get a swing and miss. Stayed on top. The snap, actually, you can read the seams on a slider, becomes a dot when the seams rotate for a hard slider.
So the board is still at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Pujols stops up, the DH. 280 with a couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. Takes that one down and away. Albert picked up an RBI in the last game that the Angels played. That was Tuesday night. Halos dropping that one to the Twins 8-6. They scored 2 runs in that 9th inning. Just fell short. Borges started again and then stopped. Breaking ball is in for strike.
This doesn't seem like he get comfortable in his lead. Still, when you think of a base stealer going, they have their body turned and they're going towards second base. He's almost trying to gauge Sanchez to see if he's going to see the A move at some point over the first.
Albert reaching for the breaking ball. Ball and 2 strikes.
Albert, 448 career hitter versus Tiger pitching with 6 home runs and 12 RBI.
Albert in his career against Sanchez, 3 for 15. Sanchez signing a 5-year deal in the offseason as a free agent. Pops this one up first base side, headed toward the seats. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We thank you for your service, and as always, we welcome you to our broadcast. A ball and 2 strikes on Pujols. There's Jim Leyland, his 8th season as the skipper of the Tigers. Sitting atop the American League Central with a 9-6 record.
He's done a nice job. When he took over this club, they're one of the worst teams in baseball. Then all of a sudden you look up, and they've been consistently one of the best ones. Sanchez last year when he first came over did okay for the Tigers, but what he did in the postseason got him that 5-year contract. He was very effective in the postseason.
Looped out toward shallow center field. Jackson will play that one on a bounce. Borges is going to try to go to third base. Jackson with a very good arm. And Peter Borges runs into the second out here in the first.
Well, that's one of those plays in front of you. You want to be aggressive, but I was talking to Dino Evil about the arm strength in the outfield here for the Tigers. We know about Torrey Hunter and his accurate, strong arm, but Jackson, when he's able to charge a baseball, is very accurate with his throw. He got himself in good throwing position and a perfect throw to Cabrera third base to get the second out. Boy, really no chance. You can only hope that the throw hits Borges in the back at that particular point, because Jackson did a great job charging.
Albert's on board with 2 outs now. Hamilton hitting 200 with a couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. Tigers overshift on Hamilton. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Cabrera, the third baseman, is near the shortstop position. See Peralta almost playing him up the middle. Got a fastball away.
Pretty good cut. He's had a lot of success. Hasn't seen Sanchez a lot. But 4 for 4. Yeah, pretty good hack at that one, too.
This one out toward shallow right field. Coming on is Torrey. He'll play it on a bounce. Torrey was playing deep. So the Angels with 3 hits here in the first inning. And runners at first and second. No runs have come across. And Trumbo coming up.
Already combined 5 hits by the Tigers and the Angels in the first inning. Trumbo 2 for 6 against Sanchez himself here. As far as challenging arms in the outfield, Andy Dirks in left field. Dino Evil will challenge him if there's a base hit to left field.
1 ball, no strikes. Trumbo's hitting .310. A home run and 7 runs batted in. Multi-hit game on Tuesday. Matter of fact, he's had back-to-back multi-hit games. They'd average over 300. This one chopped to short. Peralta will feed Santiago, and the inning will come to an end. No runs, 3 hits, 2 left on, 1 complete. We're scoreless. inning. And the ball, Sanchez giving up 3 hits, picking up a strikeout, and Angels ran into it now. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
A little Prince for you since they're going to be playing here. He's going to be playing here in Anaheim shortly. Joy of repetition. Big thing for Tommy Hansen is repeating his mechanics, hitting his spot, able to throw back-to-back breaking balls as the game progresses. So far, so good as far as utilizing an off-speed pitch to get a double play against Prince Fielder.
Martinez, Dirks, and Peralta here in the second for the Tigers. Victor Martinez looks at a strike. Install of last year with an ACL tear. Hitting 189 to start the year. 1 double, 4 runs batted in. And no pressure for Victor as far as getting out and playing a position. He served as a DH for them.
Well, he's just a very good hitter, especially with runners in scoring position to add his career. 304 career hitter against the Angels, too.
34-year-old native of Venezuela. We're up as a switch hitting catcher. It's up high. It's ball and 2 strikes. Martinez making his debut in 2002 with the Cleveland Indians. Spent a season and a half in Boston. Joined the Tigers in 2011. 330 that year. Breaking ball looped out toward left field. Travel played out of bounds. So 3rd hit for the Tigers, matching the Angels to 6 hits combined already.
Number 12, left fielder.
And Dirks will check out our Kia standings. The American League Central. We mentioned the Tigers sitting atop the division. Half-game lead over the Royals. Royals and the Boston Red Sox postponed today. With the city of Boston pretty much in lockdown since the early morning hours. So they postponed the game. I would believe they've made up or set a makeup date. I would imagine it's either doubleheader tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how things play out there.
And the Twins snowed out or rained out or
cold out.
Cold out.
And they're supposed to play the White Sox today. And that game got called early.
It's been some. Well, we saw the tough weather in Minnesota, but it's been really tough in Chicago.
Andy Dirks hitting 179 on the year with a double and 4 runs batted in. Pops this one up. 3rd base shot. Jimenez crossing into foul territory.
Well, Victor, going back to that at bat by Victor Martinez, 0-2 pitch. Tommy Hansen goes up and in with a fastball. Now, as a hitter, your very next pitch, you're looking away. And that wasn't a bad pitch that Tommy Hansen threw as far as his curveball that he served in the left field. But that's why an 0-2 fastball away just off the plate makes it more effective, because then all of a sudden the hitter doesn't know which side of the plate you may go with next. So sometimes it's a sequence of pitches that get even very good hitters out, like a Victor Martinez.
Trumbo playing in front of Martinez at first base. And Peralta looks at a breaking ball for a strike. It's a good bite to that one.
Comfortable early on. Not falling into that pattern of first pitch fastball for Tommy Hansen, which is important for him.
Joe Blanton's had that issue as well. A lot of comfortable at bats against both Tommy and Joe in the early goings this year. This one out towards center. Gorgeous. Dead in his tracks for a moment. Got a beat on it. Tracks it down. 2 down. Martinez is back to first.
Warm day. You're going to see the baseball carried pretty well. That's why even that baseball that Hamilton fell in front of Torrey Hunter right, he was playing deep because of the fact they saw in batting practice how well the baseball was carrying. So you're more apt as an outfielder play a little bit deeper than normal here.
We also had some pretty good wins early on too during batting practice right before the game, and virtually non-existent right now, at least here inside the ballpark. Alex Avila is the catcher. He comes to the plate with a 163 average. A couple of home runs. A couple of runs batted in. 243 last year. The beach ball was on the warning track out in right center field.
Deal with some wins out there at the pregame show?
Yeah, it's a little breezy early on.
It's always a 2 or 3 club win there at the beginning part of the pregame show.
It may have just been the whirlwind that is Ken Rosenthal joining us in the pregame
the information
show.
highway.
Yeah, Tasmanian devil himself. No score here in the second. Leadoff single by Victor Martinez. A couple of fly ball outs. Dirksen Peralta. The first one is outside.
It's a good miss, though, for Tommy Hansen. Missed by a lot. Early on here, good feel for his curveball and slider.
And these are the guys that have been really hampering him this year. Left-handers, a 381 average. With left-handers are hitting against Tommy Hansen. Down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Righties, to contrast that, 240.
Generally, that means when left-handed batters against a right-handed pitcher having success, you haven't been able to establish a fastball in to be able to utilize your off-speed pitches away. So they're looking away against you until you move their feet inside. They're going to be comfortable looking out there.
2-1. Bouncer toward the middle. Kendrick can't get it. It's a base hit. They're shading Avila to pull. A little more so as Howie was shading up toward that hole between first and second. 2-out single puts 2 runners on. Ramon Santiago stepping up.
And that's the frustrating thing as a pitcher. You think you make a pretty good pitch and the guy hits a 25 hopper, but it's hit in the right place. Good pitch, good location. Avila didn't hit it necessarily well, but he hit it in the right place. So a couple hits given up this inning by Tommy Hansen were pretty good pitches. Down, Victor Martinez serves it in the left, and that ground ball that got through the infield just by second base.
Outfield comes in with Santiago at the plate. He'll start tonight at second base. Also a switch hitter. It's a curveball for a strike. Santiago hitting 143. Victor Martinez, the base runner at second. Avila at first. 1-1.
Tommy Hansen's been doing a nice job as far as changing speeds, even on his curveball. 180, that one at 72 miles an hour. The key to pitching is keeping hitters off balance, whether it's the speed of the pitch or making them uncomfortable at the plate by throwing inside.
Tommy's topped out at 92. Several at 91. Two-one pitch. 3 balls at a strike. Top of the order, and Austin Jackson on deck.
And certainly, if you're Tommy Hansen, this is the guy you want to get right now. Austin Jackson, early in his career, would chase pitches out of the strike zone, but over the last year or so, been more consistent as far as not chasing pitches. So you want to get Santiago here if you can.
This one pulled foul.
That was fair.
It was an issue for the Angels, especially Tuesday night's game, that bottom third of the order. Ramirez, Hicks, and Florimone scoring 5 of the 8 runs. There was 3 walks involved there. Hicks came in batting 047. Ramirez was hitting 200. But limited, a shutdown inning if possible. You got base runners on. The Angels have had problems closing out an inning.
Not a ton of speed, so you do have an opportunity on a tough hit ball in the infield to get a forced play at any base.
Runners will take off with a 3-2 count at 2 outs. They go. 3-2 swing and a miss. Santiago chases the breaking ball down and in, and Hansen picks up his first strikeout. We'll head to the bottom of the inning with no score.
First rewind. Torrey Hunter back in town. Torrey getting a lot of love from right field. We saw over the years that Torreytown signs. It's well loved by everybody here with the Angel family.
Been replaced with Hamiltown, but the same fans bringing out the thank you sign. Rightfully so. Howie Kendrick looks at a strike on the outside corner. The Angels setting up Kendrick, Inetta, and Harris. 6, 7, and 8. No score here in the second inning. Howie hitting .264, has a home run, a double, and a triple. 6 runs batted in. This one's out to right. Torrey back a couple of steps. Puts it away for the first down.
Just because we had to show him a highlight didn't mean he had to run down that fly ball.
The routine fly ball?
Yes. He could have still been waving back at thank you Torrey signs.
What if we see the Deke out in right field today?
Oh, we will.
Throw the glove up.
There's no question.
As if he's going to catch it and it goes over his head.
Yep.
Play the carom. That was his
we
automatic.
sure hope so.
Yeah, that was as automatic as Hisanori Takahashi's spin move to second. You can mark it down.
The old locks.
Inetta hitting .250 with a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. Pops this one up right side. Its fielder comes charging in. Trouts. Fans groups of 20 or more can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat. This year, take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book that group outing, just call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/groups.
Good job by Sanchez as far as directing traffic, pointing over to Prince Fielder to make that play on the pop-up. The way Avila can stay in that position towards home plate and let Prince make the play.
Why do some guys on the mound just automatically point and others go after it?
Because they want no part of it. They want to make sure everyone else knows. But you're taught as a pitcher to direct traffic as much as possible. But then when you look around, you see no one moving. That's when you become a fielder at that point on a pop-up. The best feeling ever is catching a pop-up on the mound, because you know you jammed some hitter pretty good there. And you know how I love hitters.
Oh, there's no doubt, especially if you catch it with your bare hand to show up the hitter.
Oh, they would love you.
Brendan Harris grounds out. The Angels go down in order. 2 in the books for scoreless. Later on in the game, we'll have the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. We'll fill you in on Strasburg versus Harvey, as well as the setback that Derek Jeter and the Yankees found out about. Was it today?
Yeah,
yesterday?
I mean, out until after the All-Star break.
Yeah. Was there a little
fracture,
hairline fracture in there?
Boy, what a pitching matchup in the Mets and Nationals game. Strasburg versus Harvey.
Matt Harvey is he's got good stuff.
He is legit. When Dwight Gooden said he's the real deal, you know you're pretty good.
And Doc was at the game tonight. Top of the order for the Tigers, Jackson, Hunter, and Cabrera against Tommy Hansen. 1 strikeout, 4 hits allowed. Jackson has a fly ball to center, so he is 0 for 1. And that fastball up and in.
The slight drop of the elbow by Tommy Hansen forces that fastball to run in. It's a good pitch, 0-0, but 1-0 now forces a 2-0 count for him. See if he can work his way back in the count.
3 balls and no strikes.
The one guy you want to keep off base, this Tiger club, Austin Jackson, a lot of speed.
And he walked up on 4 wide ones. Leadoff man off, the second consecutive inning. Chris Seidel will go out there. And not only, as you pointed out, with Austin Jackson having a lot of speed and having to worry about that, you don't need the additional stress when you've got Torrey and then Miguel Cabrera and then Prince Fielder. On top of everything else, Jackson's on first.
And what we've seen out of Torrey over the last year and a half in this position, in number 2 spot with guys with speed in front of him. Mike Trout last year, Austin Jackson this year, gets a lot more fastballs. Much better hitter when he knows a fastball is coming.
Torrey 1 for 1 out of single his first time up. Austin Jackson had 12 stolen bases a season ago. The Tigers this year 6 for 7 in that category.
And in Tommy Hansen over his last 3 years allowed 94 stolen bases, so that's an issue for him. And then Jackson with that speed becomes a double issue.
He's got a big lead at first base. He has a couple of stolen bases this season. Torrey takes a strike.
And that's the thing you see from Torrey Hunter now that you didn't see early in his career. Will take a pitch to allow a base stealer to be able to potentially steal the bag. He's a lot more aggressive when he's in that 4th or 5th spot in the lineup because he's looking fastball and trying to do some damage.
Torrey signing a 2-year deal in the offseason. Jackson takes off. The Angels pitch out to throw down to second. Not in time. 3rd stolen base of the year for Austin Jackson. Puts a man in scoring position.
And Mike Scioscia guessed right, but still that long throwing motion that Tommy Hansen has makes it difficult to throw out a would-be base stealer. Look at the long throw motion for Hansen. A quick catch and throw for Mayanetta. But Jackson had a good jump. A good pitch to throw. Well executed as far as where you throw the pitch out at. But still a little bit longer to the plate allows Jackson to get into scoring position.
1-1 pitch. Down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Define long throwing motion, because you look at Tommy Hansen, he's a short armer. He's not your traditional type of pitcher.
Well, when he gets his arm up in the air in throwing position, his times to the plate generally, unless he does a slide step, which he doesn't do too much, it's going to be around 1.4 to 1.5 range, which gives a base stealer a great opportunity to steal a base. You want to be around 1.25 to the plate.
Chopper to short. Harris go on to first base. Jackson advances to 3rd. There's out number 1.
It's a good read by Jackson too, seeing that slow roller. Even though most times you see a base runner at second stay and freeze on a ball hit to that side of the infield, but it was a slow roller and read it right and gets into 3rd base now. Good read for him. It's a slow enough roller. There's no chance for Harris to be able to make a play at 3rd, so he has to go to the 1st, and he advances now with Cabrera up with 1 out, man on 3rd.
Halo's playing back. Give up the run for the out. Cabrera 1 for 1. He singled to left field in the 1st inning. Breaking pitch pulled on the line. Diving stop by Jimenez. Freezes Jackson across the diamond. 2 down.
Well, you talk about an outstanding play. He has that glove, that outfielder type glove, a little bigger glove, and he needed all of it to make that play at third base. Reads it well, dives, has the presence of mind to pick up the runner at third, sees he's not going, and then throws across to get the second out. Great play by Jimenez at third. We've seen him do that a lot since taking over for Callaspo in that position.
There's that glove that you were just talking about. Interesting note on that glove. Fielder takes a breaking ball for a strike. There was a game in spring training where Jimenez was playing third base, had a couple of soft liners where the big swing, but it wasn't a line shot, kind of froze him a little bit. And he had 2 balls go off the tip of his glove. Mike Scioscia called him into his office, talked to him about it. This fielder takes down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and told Luis to go to Dino Abel, get one of his gloves, and use it at third base. And that is Dino Abel's glove, and he has not stopped using it since that conversation he had with Mike Scioscia.
Well, remember, Sean Figgins did the same thing when he played third base, had a bigger glove to be able to have a better range at that position.
Fielder pops it up. Hansen looks like he's going to work his way out of this. Brendan Harris, the shortstop, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. Leadoff walk stranded at third. We'll head to the bottom of the third with no score. Is right on cue to lead things off, and this is what he did to prevent a run from coming across for the Tigers.
And that's Miguel Cabrera hitting that baseball too, so the ball's hit well, great range. Again, it's the presence of mind to look up to see where Austin Jackson was, see that he did not move, and then throw across to get the out.
9-1-2 for the Angels. This one toward the hole. Peralta's got it. The off-balance throw, and it goes by Fielder. Jimenez will head to second on a throwing error by Johnny Peralta.
The second error committed this year by the Tigers. In the hole, got himself in good throwing position, but Fielder unable to catch that baseball.
That is a base hit and an error. The old combination platter for Luis Jimenez.
It's going to be a close play. If it's a good throw, he probably has him. Now, that's one of those things that's deceiving about a club's fielding percentage. Only one error made, but this is a club that's built for power and hitting and pitchers that get you to swing and miss. A number of their pitchers in their rotation.
Peter Borges showing bunt, drops a bunt on the third base side. This is a good one. Avila's going to let it go, and that's an infield base hit.
One thing you do, you check the infield as far as down the lines if the baseball has a chance of rolling foul. And in this stadium, we've seen over the years, it will not roll foul. Other places, yes. That's why a lot of times you'll see a coaching staff roll baseballs down the first baseline and the third baseline to just see exactly that, if it will roll foul once it's by the foul line.
And we've talked about this a number of times when the Angels and Tigers play. And both Cabrera and Fielder, supremely talented athletes, but you've got to force the issue. If you've got guys that can bunt, force the issue with the corner infield.
Every game you've got to force that issue.
Here's Trout. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Mike swings the first one, lines with the right. Hunter's got it. Tagging from third is Jimenez. Hit them for throw from Torrey. Jimenez is safe, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead.
Well, that was a pretty good throw from Torrey. High throw, but right on the money. But Jimenez, good head first slide, gets by the plate. Mike Trout does his job. It's a rocket in the right field, but Torrey had the ability to work and come forward with the momentum. Strong throw, but still unable to make the play at the plate. Avila's trying to block the plate, but still trying to keep his eye on board just so he doesn't get into scoring position himself.
So the Halos strike first. Trout picks up his 6th RBI. Borges still at first. And here's Albert. Breaking ball down and away. Albert had a base at the center field, so he's 1 for 1. I failed to mention near the top of the show the fact that Luis Jimenez is playing a bigger part on this Angels roster, with Alberto Callasmo being placed on the 15-day disabled list prior to the game. And Michael Kahn, the reliever, being recalled from the minor leagues. Albert swings and misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jimenez, pardon me, has done a nice job to start with that infield base hit to start this inning. 8 for 17 to start his big league career.
Brings energy.
No doubt.
Well, we both got a chance to talk to him today in the dugout. I mean, he's just so happy to get this opportunity, but he also is a big part.
Albert lines with the third. Cabrera's got it. 2 down. We heard after the fact that it was Jimenez in the dugout in Minnesota, getting the guys riled up, trying to create a rally and come back. And the Angels came back a couple of times against the Twins and just couldn't come back enough in that 9th inning of Tuesday night's game.
And you don't see that too often for a guy that has about a week and a half in the major leagues.
24 years of age. Hamilton swings the first one. This one out towards shallow left field. Andy Dirks is there. And he'll put it away. But the Angels strike for a run on the Trout sac fly through 3. The Angels lead at 1-0. It's our tweeter question of the day.
Yes, indeed.
What is the future of the DH? A, both leagues use it. Neither league uses it. That's B. And then C, stays the game. The hashtags are just to the right for each of those. Send us your tweet, and Gooby will tally them. And it's got to be at this point eventually, and I would imagine as soon as next year, assuming you get the votes necessary from National League ownership, that the National League adopts the DH.
I mean, finally you're seeing some heavy discussion because of interleague play from the beginning of the season all the way through to the end, and the advantages that the National League has when you go into their ballpark. So I want to make it more fair, I think. So you may see the DH in the National League.
Victor Martinez looks at a strike. He'll be followed by Andy Dirksen and Johnny Peralta. Martinez had a base hit the left field to lead off the second. 1-for-1. Two balls and 1 strike.
And the reason why you have the designated hitter like we've seen right here with Victor Martinez, you get an opportunity to see very good players continue their careers and get to swing the bat.
I mean, the whole common sense thing would finally come into play, you would think anyway, especially with the dearth of starting pitching throughout Major League Baseball, and avoiding injuries, unnecessary type injuries.
I mean, the reality is that in the National League, purists are going to fight this all the way through to the end probably. But as a fan, you're paying to see a Victor Martinez swing the bat as compared to a pitcher swing the bat.
So you're not a fan of the double switch?
Well, I mean, I would love to have faced the pitcher instead of a Victor Martinez, no question. But the reality is, I think from a fan standpoint and certainly an opportunity to see runs, the DH is better.
Breaking ball is downstairs, a full count now. Hansen with 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed. With that leadoff walk to Austin Jackson last inning and kept Jackson at third. Helped out by Jimenez and his terrific diving stop. And he walked him. So back-to-back innings. A leadoff walk to start the frame. Here's Andy Dirksen, left fielder.
And the one thing with Victor Martinez, still a very good hitter, but not necessarily the power swing like he used to. If you could pitch him away, utilize the big part of the ballpark and stay in the strike zone, you force him to swing the bat and not give him the free pass here.
Dirk swinging through the fastball. He likes the fastball. Popped out his first time up. Foul territory.
Boy, like Josh Hamilton, he doesn't let a lot of first pitch fastballs go.
Got into 88 games with the Tigers last year. Hit 322, 8 home runs, and 35 runs batted in. They wanted an appeal, did not go.
That pitch looked like it went in the strike zone. Crossing the plate, it was real close. It's not where the catcher catches the baseball, where it crosses the strike zone, and it clearly did. Knee level on the corner.
Two-1, ripped to right field. Hamilton coming on, and he can't make the play. He throws a second and pulls Harris off the bag. That's a base hit. The ball trapped out there.
And Dirk's getting a fastball. He hit that one right on the line. One of those tough plays as an outfielder, because you're dealing with the bank of lights. It's a low line drive. Do you dive for it, slide for it? If it gets by you, it's a triple. Now you've at least kept the double play in order.
Johnny Peralta steps up with 2 on, nobody out. Hit a fly ball to center field in the second. And Iannetta just got crossed up, it looked like.
And he's going to go out and talk right now, man, at second to make sure you're on the same page as far as the sign being put down. Looks like he's looking for a breaking pitch.
Thank goodness Peralta fouled it off.
Exactly. That's the one thing that you don't want to do as far as the catcher being crossed up. If you're looking fastball, and then sometimes you'll get a breakable, you can adjust. But when you're looking breaking pitch and you get a fastball, it's a dangerous situation for a catcher.
Count is evened up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor's getting a run in the third.
Peralta's always been one of those guys, if you get a ground ball in an infielder, you can get a double play. Although Tommy Hansen, generally a fly ball pitcher, has gotten a double play in the game so far.
Martinez standing at second. Dirks at first. Peralta pulls one over to third. Jimenez has got it, touches the bag, and third for 1. Wheeler to pick it for 2, and they cannot turn the triple play. And they tried it. And Luis got rid of it as quickly as possible. 2 down.
They always say a double play is a pitcher's best friend. I'll take a triple play anytime. Great play. Again, his presence of mind. Step on the base and throw to second. And almost, if Howie's clean through that throw, there's a chance you get a triple play. But Jimenez, another good play at third base. Well, that was good to see, to be able to turn that.
Peralta reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. Man on board for Avila. What a base hit. Gotta be careful with Avila in that zone right there. 2 down and in.
He can drop the head of that bat as well as anybody. And that pitch is located there. Good power. He can hit that ball to left center field too if he keeps his hands a little bit deeper in the strike zone.
He hit 243 last year, as we pointed out, but 2 seasons ago hit 295. Down year for him, at least from a batting average standpoint. Peralta standing at first base. Hansen wanted that curveball.
You know, even though you miss him out there, and a hitter though sees how close that is, he's more apt to eventually start to chase that pitch.
No runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 4 left on for the Tigers. 1 run, 5 hits, 3 left on for the Angels. Jimenez reached on an infield base hit, went to second on the error by Peralta. And the third on the infield base hit by Borges, the bunt single, then scored, and the Trout sack fly to right. Hansen's 1-2 to Wheeler. Breaking ball. Evens the count up. Good crowd tonight on Big Bang Friday.
Some big names in this series here when you think about the Tigers versus the Angels. MVPs. Tremendous offense on both sides.
Sharply hit into right center field. Borges over to cut it off. Heading to third is Peralta. Avila stops at first. Almost the exact same spot that Avila hit the ball first time up. So he's 2 for 2, and that'll bring up Santiago.
Well, so far in this game, the all-speed pitch has been good, but the fastball, they have not missed many fastballs. Inner half of the plate, and Avila is all over that fastball. Now you can go fastball, but you have to go a little bit off the outside corner. But those breaking pitches away were effective against Avila. 2 out of 3 of them were in the strike zone. Some clubs are identified as fastball hitting clubs. Some clubs have a tough time at all speed, and I think this is one of the clubs that has trouble. We saw it in the World Series last year with the Giants. They were able to utilize all speed pitches against them.
Ball and no strikes on Santiago, a strikeout victim to end the second inning. Only punch out that Hansen has picked up. Into the knees.
That's the fastball that Tommy Hansen can be successful with. Chris Iannetta right away after he hit his spot pointed to him and said, hit that spot again.
Santiago loops one out to shallow left. Trout is there. The inning comes to an end. That's the Angels' first shutdown inning since Sunday's game against the Astros. They lead it 1-0.
Rethink possible. And by Kia. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com. Bottom of the fourth inning, the Angels up by the score of 1-0. Tommy Hansen weaving in and out of trouble.
He's had a very effective all-speed pitch, whether it's a slider or curveball, even changeup so far in the game.
Trumbo, Kendrick, and Iannetta for the Angels here in the fourth against Aníbal Sanchez. Trumbo, fielder's choice in the first. He's 0 for 1. Sanchez has 1 strikeout, no walks, 5 hits allowed.
Yeah, that's a great changeup he has.
Beach balls come out of the warning track out in right center field, so Austin Jackson will head out there. In case you were wondering, when I mentioned that shutdown inning, when you score, the Angels score, you want your pitcher to go out there the next half inning and throw a shutdown inning, meaning no runs come across, so that you keep that lead or you don't give up the lead or what have you.
Well, it's so important too. Tommy Hansen did a nice job. He got the double play from Peralta, because the offense senses that they finally got that shutdown inning. Now they can relax at the plate and not try to hit a 500-foot home run. They can just have their normal swing. Then you look up and you score 2 or 3 runs because of the fact that your pitcher did his job.
2-2 on the way. And he swings and misses. There's out number 1. Second strikeout for Sanchez. We'll take a look at the umpires for tonight. It's Gary Darling calling the balls and strikes this evening. Paul Emmel is at first base, Bruce Dreckman at second base, and it's Clint Fagan umpiring at third. So when I said the last time they've done it was Sunday's game, the Angels, every time they scored in the series against Minnesota, they gave up a run that following half inning. And the last time the Angels had a quote-unquote shutdown inning was when they scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th, Sunday's game against the Astros, and then Frieri closed things down in the 9th.
And I think with an inning like that for Tommy Hansen, granted he's got to navigate his way through some tough hitters with the Tigers the rest of the game, but that allows the hitters just to think in terms of, we're going to get this pitching staff going right. And once it starts pitching as well as it should, and it will, then the offense starts picking up. Then they start getting those hits with runners in scoring position.
That pitch looked like it missed just a little bit low. Garrett Richards will get the start tomorrow. C.J. Wilson was talking to will get the start on Sunday. Howie strikes out swinging. The Angels at back-to-back strikeouts here for 2 outs here in the 4th. Fans, tomorrow the Halos take on the Tigers. That's a 12:05 start. It's on Big Fox. Fans in attendance will receive a drawstring backpack courtesy of Nitto Tire while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. Back-to-back punch-outs for Sanchez. 2 outs. Bases clear for Chris Iannetta. Iannetta's 0 for 1. He popped out to Fielder. He was in his second inning at bat.
I can see why Sanchez sells his changeup so well. As a hitter, you think with that momentum, he's going towards the plate, hides the ball well, then drives towards home. Then all of a sudden you look up, changeup.
Ran that fastball in. And one of the few times we've seen that now. Second, third time through the order. He had stayed away from a good chunk of the hitters. Now, got to mix it up a little bit.
Exactly, but he hides the baseball well. A little bit of a turn on the pitching rubber, a la King Felix with Seattle.
Little tapper up the third base line. Cabrera goes with a bare hand, and he can't come up with it.
He might have had time to use the glove and a quick transfer to get Iannetta going down the line.
Very surprised that he decided to go with that bare hand. And Chris Iannetta gets credit for a base hit.
And he looked up, too, to see where Iannetta was, trying to catch that baseball with the bare hand. Still, I think he had a chance to use the glove and have the transfer quick enough, because Chris Iannetta was jammed on that one, getting out of the line. Down the line, it would have been a difficult ball to beat out.
Harris watches that one sail off the glove of Avila. A fastball that just kept running away from Sanchez.
Yeah, we often hear the phrase change in eye level, but that was a little high. Going inside with the fastball. Off the glove of Avila. That's just a bit high. Into the backstop off the glove in the air. Now the important thing is Iannetta now in scoring position.
Harris grounded out to Peralta to end the second. He's 0 for 1. 2 balls and no strikes. Harris played in the series opener, Minnesota. 1 for 4, playing a home run, his first of the year.
First since 2010 when he was a member of the Twins against the Angels.
And it was a bomb. Right, 2-1.
And that was way out. It was cold in Minnesota, although the baseball was carrying pretty good those first couple of games.
Yeah.
Even though it was as cold as it was.
2-1 out to the alley in left center field. Nobody's going to get this one. Will come in. A run hopper off the fence. Harris on his way to second. Dirks' throat goes to the middle part of the infield. And fortunately, Prince Fielder's there to back it up. It's 2-0 Angels.
Yeah, a lot of times that throw back to second base where the trailer will be Prince Fielder to be in position at second base in case Brendan Harris makes a wide turn there. Back up breaking ball. Brendan Harris did a nice job of staying through the baseball and splitting the alley. One hops the wall for his first double of the year, third RBI.
So that wild pitch comes back to haunt. Perhaps maybe it wouldn't have with Ionetta at first base.
That was hit so hard. They got that in quickly. That might have been a play at the plate.
Here's Lisa Menace, 2 outs. This one's the first one. This one out to left center field. Austin Jackson is back there. He'll put it away. To end the inning, the Angels pick up that run. We're through 4. It's 2-0 Halos.
Tigers 2-0 here in the 5th. And now it's time for a Coors Light cold hard fact. Miguel Cabrera, what a career he's had already. 300 batting average, 300 or more home runs, 300 or more doubles, all before the age of 30. Joining that impressive list of Jimmy Fox, Mel Ott, Hank Aaron, Frank Robinson, Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols, and Miguel Cabrera.
7-time All-Star.
Just
Triple Crown winner and MVP.
This is an amazing hitter. You always want to make sure when he comes up, there's no one on base, if all possible.
Tommy Hansen threw 4 innings, 67 pitches, has the top of the order up. Jackson, Hunter, and Cabrera. This is the 3rd time through the order. 2 walks and a strikeout. First one's in for a strike. Tommy's allowed 6 hits tonight. Jackson is 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center and a base on balls. Tapper. He's got it. Gets ready quickly. 1 away.
Very nice play by Tommy Hansen. Didn't panic. A lot of times a pitcher will try to field that while moving, but he got himself gathered around the baseball, so it enables him to field it and still be in very good throwing position and throw out a speedy runner in Austin Jackson. Gathered himself well. Quick hands, gets that first out. That's perfect right there to be able to do that and put yourself in fielding position as you're going the momentum and your body's turned towards first base.
Knowing full well that Jackson with good speed is getting down the line, got rid of it very quickly. As Torrey looks at his strike. Hunter 1 for 2 with a base hit and the ground ball to short. Troy getting a nice reception. Introduced for his first plate appearance in the 1st inning. Breaking ball is rolled foul. It's behind Tom Brookins.
You can see how he likes fastballs, breaking pitches, inner half. He's already got that front hip opened up. That breaking ball spun back to the inner part of the plate, and he turned on. I remember when he first came over for the Minnesota Twins, Torrey. The Minnesota Twins pitchers pitched him nothing but fastballs away at the knees. Made him adjust to that pitch.
Breaking pitch, pulled foul. Same exact spot. Still at 1-2.
Now you can spot a fastball at the outside corner right now against him. You have him thinking breaking pitch. Do not try to sneak a fastball in. If you do go in, it has to be off the plate in.
Went outside with that fastball.
Boy, and he had him beat too. Just barely fouled it off. Exactly the game plan you want to do as your Tommy Hansen and Chris Iannetta try to get Torrey out here. It's pretty good execution.
Up the line, backhanded by Jimenez.
Another real good play. That's not an easy play by Jimenez down the line. A tough hop at the end. Good range, but that strong throwing arm he's been showing. Gets the second out, allows Cabrera to come up with no one on.
Cabrera takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera's 1 for 2 with a single. Ground ball to third. Two and one.
Breaking ball away at the knees for a strike. Fastball in. Again, the goal as a pitcher is to make the hitter uncomfortable. Make him move his feet, and that's what he's able to do there.
Back outside. This is upstairs. 3-1 now.
Now this is when you're in a danger spot if you're Tommy Hansen. This is where you tap into your ability to throw some sort of off-speed pitch here now that you can feel comfortable enough to throw for a strike.
And he walked him. 2-out walk. Puts a man on for Fielder.
Number 28, first baseman, Prince Fielder.
Walk to Cabrera, the third issued by Hansen to go with the 1 strikeout. 6 hits allowed. Changeup sailed up and away.
That's the pitch you have to stay back a little bit longer in your mechanics to make sure you stay on top of it to work downstairs.
Two and 0. And that is going to pay a visit. Fielder's 0 for 2. Double play ball to end the first inning. Popped out to Harris to end the third. Angels with solo runs the third and fourth innings. Take a 2-0 lead.
That's 6 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Tommy Hansen.
Howie Kendrick out in shallow right field. Harris shading Fielder toward the middle. He's the shortstop. 3-0 now.
No question Fielder's going to get the green light here. A very good hitter on deck in Victor Martinez, though.
84 pitches thrown by Hansen. 45 have been strikes. Three-one pitch. Foul back. So full count will get Cabrera off of the pitch over at first base.
Just like to see that once again, like he did on a 3-1 pitch to Cabrera, though it wasn't in the strike zone. He was able to throw his slider 3-1. They try to throw something off speed down and away.
Victor Martinez is on deck. Jumbo backs up at first base. Cabrera takes off to 3-2. Breaking ball, and he laid off. So back-to-back walks with 2 outs here in the 5th will bring up Martinez. Mike Butcher making the sprint down to the mound. First visit of the night. Might be thought that for a second there a chance to have a quick inning, keep that pitch count down a little bit,
and allow you to potentially get into that 7th inning if possible.
Go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Think about the joy of repetition, be able to repeat your pitches and your mechanics. There's been times in this game he's been very good as far as that, and then these last 2 batters though kind of went away from that. To refocus, that's why Mike Butcher went back out to talk to him. Hitting your spots, repeating your mechanics, so important to be successful at this level.
Martinez has been on board twice, a single in the 2nd, a walk in the 4th. Cabrera at second base, Fielder at first. 2-0 Halos here in the 5th. Behind. Very difficult part of the order for the Tigers.
Again, this pitch, even though Chris Inett is setting up away, catches the lower part of the strike zone.
Gary Darling's strike zone tonight has been really inconsistent on both sides.
Certainly not a pitcher's strike zone.
No. Howie again out of shallow right field. The outfield, pretty much normal depth all the way around. Borges maybe, as you can see at the top of your screen there, shading Martinez to pull a little bit with the alley right center. Trump deep at first, with left hand hitting Martinez up. His base hit in the 2nd, and he was flipped out to left. An off-speed pitch. 1-1, big swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-2.
And important to note, because of the speed of Cabrera and the fielder on these bases, it allows the outfielders to play maybe a step or so back just in case there is a base hit into the outfield. Nice spin on that breaking pitch once again for Tommy Hansen, repeating his mechanics so far in this sequence against Victor Martinez.
Did you back it up with another slider like that?
Yeah, you try to expand the strike, so maybe bounce it, see if he'll be overly aggressive.
Breaking pitch, got him, swinging, down goes Martinez. The inning comes to an end as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Angels. back-to-back walks with 2 outs, and then struck out Victor Martinez to keep it a 2-0 deficit for the Tigers. Borges, Trout, and Pujols here against Anibal Sanchez. Pujols looks to strike. Borges 2 for 2. Single to left in the first inning. A bunt base hit in the third.
That bunt is still available for Borges.
Sanchez taking a little bit off of that one. Off to the back. 0-2 count. Anibal Sanchez, 50 pitches. That's it through 4 innings. 3 strikeouts, no walks, and 7 hits allowed.
He's had a good slider. Spotting his fastball very well. Even at times got a fastball at 94, 95 when he goes 4-seam, but his changeup's been very good also.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
See the differential fastball at 95. Also very good with his curveball and changeup. That slowest one at 79 for him.
Peter rolls this one to short. Peralta's got it. Gets rid of it quickly. There's the first out. Fans, now is the perfect time to reserve a suite rental for the season. Suite job for 12 to 36 guests. The opportunity to enjoy the game in a private and luxurious atmosphere. To reserve your suite today, call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/suites. So Borges retired for the first time tonight. Here's Mike Trout. Mike struck out in the first inning. And lined out to Torrey Hunter for a sacrifice fly in the third, picking up his 6th run batted in. One home run in the season for Mike. 6 doubles, 1 triple.
Boy, that missed by quite a bit. He's setting up inside, wanting to throw a fastball, and that was almost in the left-hander's batter's box. Vila's setting up inside and just a bit outside.
I want to ask you about that right after this pitch. The 1-1 downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Is it perhaps a thing where the pitcher forgets location? He's got that turn and a look down, and then all of a sudden looks up to pick up the catcher. He's thinking perhaps fastball away, and all of a sudden you see your catcher inside.
And also sometimes when you miss by that much, it's in your mind, I don't want to make a mistake inside, so you kind of pull through your pitch, and that's why you pulled off the outside corner. This is his first 3-ball count of the game. He's like Fernando Valenzuela as far as turning and then picking up the target late.
That's a strike on the corner. Full count.
And this is the time where you see him throw a lot of changeups 3-2. He's very comfortable throwing that for a strike.
Pujols on deck. 1 out here in the 5th. Angels leading it 2-0. 3-2. Grounded to short. Hit sharply right to Peralta. 2 outs.
A couple ground balls to short in this inning for Sanchez. That was that changeup he could throw.
Albert 1 for 2 with a single in the first and a line out to Cabrera in the 3rd inning. Cabrera playing deep at third base. Sanchez delivering a strike.
Boy, he paints the outside corner at 93, comes back inside at 93, just misses the corner.
Listen, sharply hit. That get him? Pretty close. Sanchez will walk off the mound.
You can smile about it because it clearly didn't get him, but it was close.
A 1-2-3 5th inning. 5 in the books. Sanchez saw Rocket coming right back at him. Angels lead at 2-0. Oh,
wow. Now it's time to check out our Head and Shoulders, the whiff. Nice job by Tommy Hansen in sequence. If it gets a very good hitter, and Victor Martinez just missed on a slider, then fastball on the outside corner, followed by a hard slider, getting a swing and miss, and finishing off Victor Martinez with the big, slow curveball, getting the whiff. His second strikeout of the game through that inning after back-to-back walks with 2 outs.
Was that you as an extra in that Head and Shoulders commercial with CJ and Josh Hamilton?
Oh, you finally saw me.
I did. Amazingly strong arms keeping Josh Hamilton up on the fence like that.
Working out
one wing.
Yep. Working out really hard.
Dirks, Peralta, and Avila here in the 6th inning for Tommy Hansen, who is at 90 pitches so far. Dirks takes the off-speed pitch for a strike. Dirks 1 for 2. A single in the 4th inning. Foul back.
Nice off-speed pitch there from Tommy Hansen. Fastball away, off-speed. And Andy Dirks is a guy that likes the fastball, so you can expand the strike zone here with something off-speed.
Check swing. You want an appeal? No, says Clint Fagan. Mike Scioscia.
Well, that was pretty close.
Can't believe it.
It looked like he committed to this swing.
Michael Roth, the lefty. Mark Lowe, the right-hander, warming up for the Angels. One, two, and that is lined to Trumbo, 1 out.
Number 27, shortstop, John.
Boy, he's quick on the fastball. After that slider down and in, he didn't get the swing and miss. Came inside with a fastball, even though you would think you were set up. He was all over it. That's why you stay away with something slow. Or if you go fastball, you can go fastball, but it's got to be down and away.
Johnny Peralta, the batter. He's the shortstop. Looks a strike. Peralta's 0 for 2. Fly ball to center. The fielder's choice. Angels almost turning a triple play in that 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos have 6 triple plays in their history. Meadows started it. A double clutch at second base. I'm not sure they get Peralta, but it would have been awfully close. Last one, the Angels turned July 5th, 97 against Seattle. This one's lifted in the air to shallow left center field. Borges moving over. Routes. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2 up and 2 down. Tommy Hansen. That's how the 5th inning started for him. Then the back-to-back walks to Cabrera and fielder before Martinez struck out. We'll face Avila, who's 2 for 2. A couple of singles for Alex. One ball, no strikes. Bouncer foul.
Tommy Hansen's done a nice job so far here with 2 outs. When you think about what the Tigers have done as far as the batting average, they lead the American League with a .285 batting average, followed by the Oakland A's. A big surprise there with Oakland, and the Angels are 3rd, .268.
One and two.
That is a great pitch for Tommy Hansen, located perfectly. Fastball in. Avila's still quick, pulls it foul. You stay in that same zone inside part of the plate, but then you throw a slider. Perfect location, swings over top of it. Now you go to same thing, something off speed away.
Bouncing now and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hansen with a couple of strikeouts, 4 walks, 6 hits allowed so far. 101 pitches. Bullpen's ready to go for the Angels. 2-2, looped out towards shallow left. Here comes Trout. Dives to the backhand. Did he make the grab? He did. Bruce Streckman, the second base umpire, makes the call, and the Angels have themselves a 1-2-3 inning. Terrific play by Trout.
Trout can win the game with the bat, but he could certainly win a game with his glove. Tremendous play coming in. Catches, gets the 3rd out.
Finish off the top of the inning, the back end, and having to deal with those lights.
And it's a difficult play too. As an outfielder, at times you think, do I just field that and keep it to a single, or do I be overly aggressive? And he certainly was aggressive making that play.
Hamilton takes down and in for ball 1. Hamilton, Trumbo, and Kendrick for the Angels here in the 6th inning. And by the way, that catch by Mike Trout helps Tommy Hansen lock down a 1-2-3 inning. Those have been rare for the Angels of late. Hamilton pulls a foul up the line. How rare, you ask? That's the first 1-2-3 inning by an Angels pitcher since the 8th inning of Monday's game. The Angels had 1-2-3 inning in that game, 2 in the previous game Sunday against the Astros.
In this, looking at what Tommy Hansen did today, yes, there were some times where the Tigers had some opportunities to score, but he was able to utilize his off-speed pitch. Early in his first 2 games, he threw a lot of fastballs in fastball counts. And that's when he ran into troubles.
Tigers 0 for 8 tonight with men in scoring position. Hamilton's 1 for 2, a single in the first, a fly to left in the third. Shoots one down the line. That is slicing foul. Got jammed up and in.
Boy, so often you see a catcher put that target up so high, you wonder if sometimes hitters are able to pick that up, that if something is going to be high in the strike zone or out of the strike zone.
Overshift defensively for the Tigers against Hamilton. Down the line, slicing toward the seats. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trumbo's on deck. Howie Kendrick to follow him.
Boy, we're just both looking at each other. A couple of these swings from Josh Hamilton. He looks like he's getting locked in against Sanchez right now. A couple tough pitches, fouled off some tough ones. So if Sanchez makes a mistake here, Hamilton may crush one.
There's a changeup.
Track that one well.
It's almost like Sanchez slowed things down, telegraphed that one a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez with 3 strikeouts, no walks. 7 hits allowed. This will be the 70th pitch. Hamilton skies, went out toward right center field. Austin Jenks has got a beat on it. One away. Time now for our Carl's Jr. Sports Update. We're talking about the matchup between the young kids, Nationals, and the Mets. Strasburg against Harvey. 7-1, the Mets defeated the Washington Nationals today. Of course, Derek Jeter having a setback with the ankle. But in that game, that Mets Nationals, 4 runs, 2 earned by Strasburg in 6 innings. Harvey went 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 7 punch-outs. Trumbo bounces one off of Sanchez toward third base, and that's going to be an infield base hit. So Pujols almost got Sanchez to end the 5th. Trumbo gets him here on the 1-hopper.
And that's what happens when you're a pitcher around the strike zone line and you throw a lot of sliders or sinkers down in the zone. There's a lot of ground balls back up the middle. I wonder if that got him in either the forearm, wrist area of his throwing arm, which makes it difficult because all of a sudden your hand gets numb. And this baseball's hit well and off the forearm, the throwing arm of Sanchez. No play at first. We get a better view right here of this ground ball hard 1-hopper. It's going to be difficult for Sanchez to get feeling it back in his hand, at least initially, to be able to continue in this game.
Try to get a couple of warm-up pitches here. Seems to be kind of nodding to Jim Leland that he's all right. Sanchez is line, 5-3 thus far.
Good veteran, not wasting any pitches. I'm good enough.
And it was a BP pitch there. Yeah. I'm good.
So often you see guys will throw like 3 or 4 pitches, but the reality is when you've been in the game here in the 6th inning, you don't want to waste them.
He's been economical tonight, too. He's scored down 71 pitches. That's it. He's retired the side in order twice tonight. Once in the 2nd, once in the 5th. Trumbo's on board. His first hit of the night. 8th for the Angels. Here's Howie. He's 0 for 2.
I'd like to see a hit and run put on Howie. He's been struggling of late.
Long pause for Sanchez.
He may be thinking the same thing. And Howie's with just 1 hit in his last 12 at bats. So sometimes when you're struggling like that, a manager will put a hit and run on it just to shorten up your swing, think contact. And with the movement of the infielders for the Tigers, you may get a base hit through a hole.
Three for 23 for Howie since his 3-hit game against the Oakland A's. Game 2 of that Oakland A's series. Another long pause for Sanchez, trying to freeze everybody. And it worked.
And Sanchez not real fast to the plate. And Howie trying to get his swing back, think in terms of contact. Although Mark Trumbo is not the fastest runner, but he's a smart runner. He gets pretty good jumps at first. Opportunity to be able to potentially go 1st to 3rd.
Ground ball toward the hole. Peralta's not going to get there. Base hit. One with a breaking pitch. Nice job by Howie. Back-to-back hits for the Angels. Brings up Iannetta.
Howie's going to feel good about that one. Sometimes that's the type of hits that get you going. Well, going inside, fastball still able to hit that one quick enough through with his hands for Howie to get it through the hole at shortstop.
A lot of movement on that off-speed pitch. And that is 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the 4th inning.
Well, it's been good at times for him in this game, Sanchez, but the other times he's been a little bit too quick, and that elevates his changeup, becomes very hittable.
Check swing. Gary Darling wants help, but no, says Paul Emmett. 2-0. Bouncer toward the middle. Santiago fields it. Tags out Kendrick. Goes to first, not in time. And a little stutter step by Howie. We talked about the last homestand. The base runner, you see that. You've got to keep that, give that base runner an opportunity to get down the line.
Yeah, very smart play by Howie here. Slow roller, but stops and forces Santiago to go tag him. And because of that slight hesitation, Iannetta is able to keep the inning alive by just beating that out. Those little plays like that become big, especially because now you have an opportunity to get a run. Could be by the base hit, it could be an error, it could be a wild pitch. All those things come into play because of smart play by Howie Kendrick.
Brendan Harris will come up with 2 outs, runners at first and third. Harris doubled home a run in the fourth. Inside for ball 1. Double for Harris, his first of the year. The RBI, his third. Brennan getting the start at shortstop today. Ibar on the disabled list, back with the team. He took batting practice today.
And he looked a lot more comfortable walking around.
Timetable set for his return. The Angels also saw some nice action on the field after early batting practice. That's Ryan Madsen throwing a simulated game on the mound. 20 pitches. Guys are swinging against him.
And Mike Socha said, yes, it was a slightly different session for Madsen as compared to what he threw in Minnesota, but it's difficult that first time around pitching to batters.
As we pointed out earlier, Michael Kahn joining the Angels pen. Callasco going on the DL. 2-1 pitch is low. 3 balls at his strike. Luis Jimenez is on deck.
Well, that's just a perfect pitch in the zone for Brendan Harris. The way Jimenez has been swinging the bat, you take the pitch. Fastball, you attack. Anything on the corners, you let it go.
One line towards second, and the third out is recorded. We are through 6. The Angels maintain a 2-0 lead.
Seventh with the Angels leading the Tigers 2-0. Now it's time to take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam. A little flashback to the 2002 All-Star game. Torrey Hunter going over the wall and robbing Barry Bonds. And last year in Baltimore, Mike Trout making one of the best plays you'll ever see, robbing a would-be home run there in front of his family and friends in Baltimore. Mike Trout made that great play in the last inning, so the defense is there for both Mike Trout and his mentor, Torrey Hunter.
Fortunate enough to see both of those. That was at the 2002 All-Star game, calling that game for them. And what a play by Torrey. Barry's face priceless now.
And the freeze can was brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. Yeah, that was an unreal play, way over the fence.
Here's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Mark Lowe takes over for Tommy Hansen. Hansen with 6 innings tonight, 6 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. And now Lowe charged with keeping it 2-0. 9-1-2. That's who he'll face. Santiago, Jackson, and Hunter. Andrew Bromine's the new shortstop. Over for Brendan Harris. First fastball is bounced out in front of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes on Santiago. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly ball to left. This one pulled foul. Evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Santiago being aggressive. That first pitch fastball in the dirt, and that pitch looked like it was out of the strike zone. Also, Santiago chases that one, pulls a foul.
Lowe's last outing was on Monday against the Twins. 1/3 of an inning, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Jimenez playing in over at third. Two and 1. The Angels also have action continuing in the bullpen. Sean Burnett getting ready. Santiago drag bunt up the first base line. Lowe's got it. Run away. MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Angels baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or log on at angels.com for details.
Well, we've seen the Angels pitchers do a nice job as far as fielding their position. Tommy Hansen earlier in the game, and that one by Mark Lowe fielding that bunt from Santiago to get the all-important first out here in the 7th.
Austin Jackson, the leadoff man at the plate. Oh, this is way outside. Jackson's 0 for 2. A fly ball to center. A little nubber back to the mound that Hansen fielded. He's also drawn a walk and stolen a base. Low side that last week of spring training. Go by the Dodgers. Strike here. It's 1-1.
And Mark's one of those guys too, if he just trusts his stuff, he can be dominant out of the bullpen. His fastball 93, 95, good hard slider, but at times overthrows, doesn't trust what kind of arm he has. He has a powerful arm out of the bullpen.
Good slider there.
I mean, that's a nasty slider at 83. Stayed on top, didn't try to overthrow it. The hitter commits, and a swing and miss.
Torrey Hunter's on deck. 1 out here in the 7th. 2-0 Angels. Those are solo runs in the 3rd and 4th innings. Full count. So being able to dial it back a little bit, not have to go max effort on everything. Hard slider, hard fastball. Take a little off just for that location.
Exactly right. You want to make the hitter feel like that stuff is there and he's going to be throwing strikes. Otherwise, they could be patient.
3-2 is fouled off to the right. Santiago tried to bunt his way on to start this inning. Jackson at the plate. The full count. Another pass, and he walked it. So a man on board for Torrey with one out here in the 7th inning. And for Lowe, that's the 7th walk that he's allowed in 6 1/3 innings. Torrey 1 for 3, had a single back in the first. 2 ground outs since, 1 to short, 1 to third base. Mike Butcher's going to come out and pay a visit. Lowe now throwing strikes early on in the count.
Yeah, Mike was not going to waste any time to make sure he gets Mark Lowe back into the strike zone. You got Torrey Hunter up here, but you got Miguel Cabrera on deck, a right-handed batter, and you have Sean Burnett up in the bullpen for Prince Fielder if he happened to get up. But there's 2 tough right-handed batters in a row for Lowe with Hunter and Cabrera.
Takes off. The pitch is a strike to throw down. Sails. Unfortunately for the Angels, Howie Kendrick backing up.
Heads up play for Howie to be in that position. Otherwise, Jackson may be at third base. Torrey taking the fastball, more patient at that number 2 spot, allowing Jackson to get in the scoring position for him and avoiding the potential double play ball.
Second stolen base of the night for Jackson. 2-1.
So far, the Angels have done pretty good against the Tigers in these spots. You don't want to keep pushing it.
3-1 now. Struggles for Mark Lowe continue. Six hits for the Tigers tonight, 9 for the Angels. Jackson drawing the 1-out walk, stealing second base. Del Cabrera is the man on deck. Torrey went around.
Torrey guessing a fastball, but that fastball had some pretty good movement out of the strike zone and did Mark Lowe a favor by swinging at that pitch. Definitely made the commitment to swing.
Full count. Walked him. So back-to-back walks. Not what you want to do with Cabrera coming up. And Mike Scioscia's seen enough. That's going to be it for Mark Lowe. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. We're the 7th. The Angels nursing a 2-0 lead. TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-AT&T. Rethink possible. And by CarMax, start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. 2-0 Angels. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Mark Lowe got Santiago because Santiago tried to bunt his way on to the only out in this inning. And then walked Jackson and walked Hunter. Lowe is done. Sean Burnett comes on to face Miguel Cabrera. Pitching in his 9th game. No record of 1.42 ERA for the lefty.
One of the big things he can do, he can pitch inside. And an 88, 89 mile an hour fastball can sink the fastball away, but very good changeup and breaking pitch. Try to get Cabrera to be overly aggressive. Get a ground ball, because you can get a double play against Cabrera.
Jackson standing at second. Hunter at first. Good speed on the bases for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera, the third baseman, 1 for 2. Singled in the first, grounded out in the third, walked in the 5th. And for Angels pitching, that's the Hunter walking, the 6th walk against the Tigers tonight. First one to Cabrera. It's in for a strike.
You got to make sure you vary your look at second. Certainly a situation where they may think in terms of trying to steal a base.
We saw that quite a bit, especially with Torrey as a trail runner, kind of leading the charge, giving some signs, try to get some movement going.
And that's the throw you're going to throw. You're going to try to get Torrey, the trailing runner, at second base, because Jackson will probably get the better of the jumps, because you got to wait as the guy at first for the guy to go at second before you can attempt to steal.
0-1 line to left field. That's a base hit. Jackson heading to third. He'll be stopped right there. Trout gets the baseball back in, and they are loaded up for Prince Fielder.
Number 20, first baseman, Prince Fielder.
Well, he turned that one over, but Cabrera, with such good plate coverage, just a base hit in the left field. Fooled him enough to take the sting out of the bat, but still strong enough for Cabrera to get a base hit.
Mislocation as well. That ball cutting across right in the hitting zone. Infield back at double play depth with 1 out, bases loaded. Here's Fielder. Prince is 0 for 2. A double play ball in the first, a pop up in the third, a walk in the 5th. That wasn't a sac fly swing either.
Boy, Fielder hitting .471 versus left-handed pitching this year.
One ball, 1 strike.
Boy, dangerous pitch. To go inside to be able to work the outside corner against Fielder. Because if you hit him, you force in a run.
Prince is one of those guys, especially against lefties at times. We've seen soft stuff away. He'll flip it out to left field. He's not necessarily a dead pull hitter. You can play him to pull, but he'll take what's given to him on occasion. He lays off that pitch, and it's 2-1.
And he's trying to tell himself to stay back and not chase that off-speed pitch out of the strike zone. A lot of hitters will do different things to make sure they keep their timing right at the plate.
Jackson at third, Hunter at second, Cabrera at first. Ground ball to second base. Should be 2. Kendrick to Romine for 1. Relay to first. In time. Inning-ending double play. John Burnett gets it done. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. 2-0 Halos.
2 more games with the Tigers this weekend, Saturday, on Big Fox, and the Sunday afternoon game followed by the Texas Rangers coming into town, their first time coming into the Big A. And off to Seattle for 4 games and 3 in Oakland. But what a job by Sean Burnett and Prince Fielder to hit in a 4-6-3 double play.
Sanchez back out on the mound for the Tigers. He'll face 9-1-2 for the Angels here in the 7th. Jimenez, Borges, and Trout.
Nice turn by Howie and Romine also.
And Romine just in as a defensive replacement for Brennan Harris. Jimenez tonight 1 for 2, a single and a run scored in the 3rd. This one line down the left field line. It is hooking foul. Jimenez with 3 doubles on the season, looking for his 4th.
Pretty good swing there. It was in a fastball count. It was aggressive. Just pulled it foul. Tigers hitting into 3 double plays in the game so far.
Hansen induced 2. Fielder in the 1st. And then that almost triple play that Peralta hit into that fielder's choice. This one lined towards his hole, and Peralta can't get it. Luis Jimenez has picked up his 2nd hit of the night. He's now 9 for 19.
Ground ball just by Peralta at shortstop. Quick through the hands, a little movement before the baseball is thrown for Jimenez. His timing mechanism with the bat.
Downs and Dotel ready for the Tigers. Borges punches that one. Try to punch that one to first base. Misses it. And almost get Jimenez over at first.
Well, that is wide open for Borges. He does bunt that way, but whether it was a bunt for a sacrifice or not, you get that ball down in that side of the field, it's going to be successful.
Cabrera charging at third base. Sanchez steps off. See if Borges would tip the bunt.
Looked like he was moving the bat, so that was by design to step off.
Bunt up the first base line, fielded by Sanchez. Sacrifice advances to Jimenez to second base.
Well done by Peter Borges to get Jimenez into scoring position for Mike Trout. A lot of times you don't want to give yourself up and give up and out when you're facing the Tigers, but late in the game you change your thought process. If you're Mike Scioscia, you're going to try and scratch and claw for that 1 extra run, which may be important. Good job getting that down, forcing Sanchez to field it. Now Jimenez in scoring position.
Trout looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike. Mike's 0 for 2. Strike out, a ground out. And had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. One and one. Halos with 10 hits tonight. Sanchez has 3 strikeouts, no walks. Solo runs in the 3rd and 4th innings. That's hit in the air to left. Dirk's moving back on it, still drifting back, just shy of the track. Stepping on the track, makes the catch. Jimenez tags, heads to 3rd. 2 outs.
That's an important decision by Jimenez to tag up and go to third base, because of the fact is now with Pujols up as a pitcher, you're more apt not to throw many fastballs. You may bounce a pitch in the dirt and a wild pitch occurs and a run scores. Reads it well, and he knows Dirks is all the way back on the warning track, a very difficult throw. Now on the third base. the appeal at second to see if he tagged up too early. And the call was Paul Hamels at first base because the second base umpire is going back to see if he's able to make the play.
So Albert steps up, 2 outs and a man at third. Pujols 1 for 3, single back in the first. So 1 pitch. This is line to left, a base hit, make it 3-0 Angels. Pujols picks up his 9th RBI of the season.
A huge run. They're going to go out. Has to go to the bullpen now, but Albert Pujols makes sure that's it for Anibal Sanchez with a good swing and an RBI, giving him RBI number 9.
Pitching change as Jim Leland has pulled the starter. Anibal Sanchez with a 3-0 Halo lead. Visit ramtrucks.com today. And by 76, we're on the driver's side. 3-0 Angels lead it here in the 7th with 2 outs. Anibal Sanchez is in the dugout. 92 pitches for the right-hander. He's responsible for Pujols standing at first base as Darren Downs, the left-hander, takes over on the mound. Hamilton 1 for 3 with a single back in the first. Downs with good numbers this year. Pitching now in his 7th game. 8 innings, just 2 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts, 4 walks.
His fastball 88 to 93 range, but his swing and miss pitch, his slider also has a curve and a changeup.
2 balls and no strikes. Downside is a minor league free agent prior to last year. 2-1 for the Tigers in 18 games in the big leagues. Originally in the Cubs system. Way outside, 3-0.
Might be the only batter Downs will face here. Definitely think in terms of Josh Hamilton, get a green light if you get a fastball, inner half.
Josh was taking the whole way. 3-1.
Yeah, if you're going to have the green light, you certainly don't want to be up there hacking on a fastball at the knees and away. Very difficult to do damage on that pitch.
Three 3-1 offering. Swing and a miss. Full count. Albert will take off with the pitch with 2 outs here in the 7th. Fielder will play just in front of him. Guy's going to move back. There goes Albert, the 3-2, and a swing and a miss. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels tack on a run. We're through 7. Halos lead at 3-0. The base, you see Luis Jimenez giving him some of the business here, but that kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Luis Jimenez, a little bit of a firecracker. He's got a spark, plays with a little bit of an edge.
I like the way he plays the game of baseball. Of course, scored that 3rd run. He's got 2 runs, scored a couple hits. Great defense, brings that quality to the team. The smile, the energy. And we talked about how he was the one trying to get the team energized on the bench in Minnesota. And remember, he's just a youngster doing that. That takes a lot. It's good to see.
His nickname is Lucho. He's been on a red-hot tear since coming up to the big leagues. Here at the top of the 8th inning, the Halos with a 3-0 lead will turn the ball over to Scott Downs. And they are of no relation. Darren Downs for the Tigers, Scott Downs for the Angels, even though they look alike. Last year they looked even more so alike because Darren Downs had the Scott Downs kind of mullet thing going. It's not a Gooby mullet from back in the day, but a mullet nonetheless. Downs to face Martinez, Dirks, and Peralta here in the Tigers half of the 8th inning. Martinez hits one sharply over to Romine on one hop. We'll take that coming out of the pen. 1 pitch and 1 out as we go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question. Tonight we asked you, what is the future of the DH? The same. Wow. You want to keep it the same. 52% of the votes say keep it the same. DH in the American League, pitchers bat in the National League.
Not surprising. Must be old school fans getting that voting.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe they're all pitchers.
Pinch hitter Matt Tuiasosopo pinch hitting for Andy Dirks. Remember him, a one-time Seattle Mariner. Had a very good spring. He's behind in the count at 0-2.
Always very quick on a fastball, though. Had troubles with off-speed pitches.
Tuiasosopo hitting .364, has a double, 1 RBI in the season. Swing and a miss. Johnny goes 2 down.
Great off-speed changeup. Scott Downs. Hitter, you're even in protect mode, so you're shorting up your swing, but he turns over this changeup and gets a swing and miss.
So 2 up and 2 down, and here is Johnny Peralta, the shortstop.
This is a big out for Scott Downs and the Angels. Potentially, if you get Peralta out here, you won't have to face Torrey Hunter and or Miguel Cabrera in the 9th inning. We have 8, 9, and 1 for the 9th.
Two balls and no strikes. Seven hits tonight for the Tigers, 11 for the Halos. 3-0. Tommy Hansen got the start this evening, went 6 innings, no runs, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks. Mark Lowe came on in the 7th inning, recorded 1 out, walked 2 batters. And Sean Burnett gave up the base hit to Cabrera and then got the double play off the bat of Prince Fielder.
Great job Sean Burnett did getting that double play. Those 2 guys you want to keep on the bench as much as possible, especially Cabrera. You want Prince Fielder not to get an opportunity to swing the bat in the 9th.
3-1 pitch. Peralta lines one to left center field. That's a base hit. Trying over to cut it off, can't do so, and it goes all the way to the wall. Peralta will stop at second, and it's a 2-out double.
Number 13, catcher Alex Avila.
Even if Mike Trout's able to cut that baseball off, Peralta's going to get a double anyhow. His 4th double of the year.
Lefty-lefty matchup now for Downs and Avila. Tigers catcher 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles. Last time up, just a sinking liner. And Trout made the terrific diving catch on the backhand side. First ball swinging up the first base line. Trumbull will take it himself, and we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Halos leading at 3-0. Matchups as Triple Crown winner Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take on Mike Trout and the Angels, or the Nationals take on the Mets in New York. You might even get the Twins and the White Sox. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Chevrolet returns tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Matt Tuiasosopo stays in the game and will play left field. And the Tigers have a new pitcher on the mound. It's the veteran right-hander Octavio Dotel.
Oh, he's been around a long time. 4 punch-outs in 4 innings pitched so far this year. Fastball still pretty firm, 90 to 94 range. Above average curveball, and will throw a slider.
Five games under his belt this year. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks for Dotel. He'll face Trumbo, Kendrick, and Iannetta as the Angels looking for some insurance runs. Trumbo fouls it off. Clark 1 for 3, had a single back in the 6th inning. Nesto Frieri getting ready. Oh, 1 pitch. Ball and a strike on Trumbo, getting the start tonight at first base. Pujols serving as a DH. Dotel, 39 years of age, native of the Dominican Republic. Last year for the Tigers, 5-3 with a .357 earned run average, 57 games for him. Trumbo's ahead of the count. Dotel's part of the Mike Morgan School of Travel in Major League Baseball.
He's been a number of teams. He's been successful pretty much everywhere he goes. There's a lot of strikes.
Fouled back, 2-2.
Wow, what a swing Trumbo had on that one. So deep breath by Dotel after that swing, straight back by Trumbo.
Came up to the big leagues in '99 with the Mets. He's been with Houston, Oakland, the Yankees, the Royals, the Braves, the White Sox, the Pirates, the Dodgers, the Rockies, the Blue Jays, the Cardinals, and now the Tigers.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Full count. Matter of fact, first time since 08-09 with the White Sox, in which Dotel has been with a team, the same team, back-to-back seasons. Howard Kendrick on deck. 3-2. It's lifted in the air down the left field line. Tough play for everybody, and this one is going to be fouled. Big swing and soft fly ball. Fools everybody.
He was trying to work that lob wedge to left field. Boy, a spinning slider that didn't have a whole lot of break to it. It was high enough in the strike zone that Mark just missed hitting that one. I think Trumbo would like that pitch back if he can.
Yeah. Another 3-2.
Yeah, another really good swing. Fouled it straight back. This fastball, 89. That's 2 times in this sequence of pitches that Trumbo's fouled it straight back. It's a bad feeling when you're on the mound when someone does that.
Line into the seats. Well, they got into the seats quickly too. Everybody's all right. A little battle here between Trumbo and Dotel leading off this bottom of the 8th. The Angels with solo runs in 3rd, 4th, and 7th innings. That one off his foot.
A little two-seamer ran in. Trumbo fouled it off his foot. Runs it in. Right off the foot. Mark Trumbo.
9 pitch at bat so far. Now the 10th. Trumbo pitching sharply, and Cabrera can't handle it. Trumbo is on board. Although he was hobbling a little bit after that foul ball.
That was a rocket right by Cabrera's third. Wasn't going to try to get in front of that baseball that Trumbo hit.
The single for Trumbo, 12th hit of the night for the Angels. Mark of a multi-hit effort. And traditionally you see this too after a long or prolonged at bat. Catcher walks out there and said, hey man, you made some quality pitches, what are you going to do? And I'm sure you love hearing that as a pitcher.
Yeah. Made some quality pitches, but hey, don't get one of our infielders killed in there with that line drive.
Here's Howie. Singled his last time up. 1 for 3 tonight.
He can paint the fastball. There's a reason why he's been around for a long time, Dotel. And you still have that opportunity to put a hit and run on because Dotel is around the strike zone a lot.
Closer at one time. Went around. 0-2. Now he gets tied up with that fastball. Very first memory of Octavio Dotel was in '99. It was one season with the Mets, and his overall numbers in '99 just overwhelming. But he had an incredible arm. He had electric stuff.
He was mid to upper 90s with movement.
Chopper to first, fielders got it, fires to second for one. The relay is not a job. So they get the first out over at second base. Trumbo is retired. Kendrick reaches on the fielder's choice. But back to that that '99 season, he was throwing the ball pretty well going into the postseason. And I remember being at Turner Field in Atlanta, Braves and Mets. Good battle between those two in the postseason. There was a bases loaded situation with Andrew Jones coming up late in the game, winning run at third base. Bobby Valentine opting to go with Kenny Rogers instead of Octavio Dotel out of the bullpen. Kenny Rogers came in, 4 wide ones. Mets season was over.
I remember that very well. I'm sure Bobby Valentine remembers it well, and thanks you for reminding him.
I'm sitting there going, and why is Octavio Dotel not coming in this game? Howie started to go and it stopped. They wanted to peel on Iannetta's check swing. He did go around, so it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Certainly didn't think you went on that one.
(2-0) into right field. That's got a chance to get down and rattle into the corner. It does. Howie's on his way to third. Torrey got to it quickly. A little bit of a double clutch, but Howie will be stopped at third base. A double for Chris Iannetta, his first of the season.
He knows that corner very well here in Big A. Fielded that ball well off the wall. Good job by the fans not reaching over. That could potentially be a run scored. It's a good approach. Fastball away. Stayed with it. Dino right in position to hold him up. Once he saw that Torrey was able to cut that baseball off and get it into the cutoff man quickly, held him there.
Tigers will play their infield in. Andrew Romine steps up for his first plate appearance.
More difficult to put on a suicide squeeze, a left-handed batter, but it's not out of the realm of possibility with Mike Scioscia.
Romine breaks his bat and rolls one over to fielder. Howie started and then stopped. Romine is tagged out. 2 outs.
Number 18, third baseman, Louis.
Dotel able to break the bat of Andrew Romine. He's thinking about going on contact, but that plays right at Prince, there's no way Howie's going to be able to score. So at least now you're in position with second and third. A base hit could score 2 instead of a base hit only be able to score 1 if he's out at home.
Well, Luis Jimenez comes up 2 for 3 tonight, having in that 9th spot, playing third base. A couple of singles, a couple of run scores for Luis. Outfield shallow against Jimenez. Suicide? No, it looked like a safety, perhaps, if anything. Howie never broke, as a matter of fact.
That's his button for a base hit. Trying to catch Cabrera by surprise. Especially with 2 outs, you want to make sure if you're Howie, you got to go. If you're going to go for a bunt, you have to try to score on this one. Cabrera playing well back at third. If he gets it down, that's a hit. But Howie's got to be coming in.
0-1 count on Luis. Lynette at second, Kendrick at third. One ball, one strike with 2 outs here in the 8th.
Nice job by Jimenez not chasing that sweeping breaking ball. He's had a tremendous game so far. Why not cap it off here, driving in 2 more? Scored a couple runs, couple hits, some outstanding defense.
Still looking for his first big league RBI. Two one. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. Borges is on deck.
Tracked that baseball off the outside corner, didn't chase. Hotel has an open base. You assume the veteran's going to try to challenge the youngster at the plate.
Now the 3-1. And he walked him. So they are loaded up for Borges. 23 pitches thrown by Dotel here in the 8th inning. 14 of its strikes.
Number 25, center fielder, Peter.
Villarreal begins to warm up.
Good conversation with Jeff Jones, the pitching coach. Just to go over the game plan against Peter Borges here. This is a big run opportunity for the Angels here to be able to expand that lead.
Cabrera plays in over at third base. Guard against a potential bunt. First one to Borges. Side. Peter tonight 2 for 3. Couple of singles, a ground out, and a sacrifice bunt. One of his singles was a bunt base hit in the 3rd inning. Kendrick at third, Inett at second, and Jimenez over at first.
So important to have that patience, not chasing that pitch. Now you should get a 4-seam fastball out over the plate.
Lays off the off speed. Took something off that fastball. Dotel, he was throwing strikes earlier, especially in that at bat to Trumbull. Maybe that took something out of him, but the location hasn't been quite as good.
And dropping slightly his arm angle, which makes it more difficult to throw a strike. If you're Borges, you make sure he throws a strike.
Two and one. Peter may have helped out the cause for Dotel.
Yeah, that would have been close. And as a hitter, you always want to be in a good hitter's count like that, 2-0. But chances are Borges is going to get the same exact pitch 2-1 as he's going to get there 2-0.
In the air to left center field. Jackson and Tuiasosopo both going back. Tuiasosopo at the wall. Jackson leaps up. Nobody can get him. The bases will be cleared. Borges ends up at third. 6-0 Angels.
number 9 hitter, 2 hits, 3 runs scored, and your leadoff hitter, 3 hits and drives in 3. He got that fastball middle part of the plate, and Borges, who is extremely strong and quick with his hands, drives this ball off the wall, lacking communication in the outfield to Suzuko and Jackson.
A triple for Borges, his second of the year now with 6 runs batted in. Here's Trout. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Mike tonight is 0 for 3, had a sac fly in the 3rd. So little insurance indeed. Peter Borges provides it. A miscommunication out there in left center field. Both guys seem to be drifting, although Jackson seemed like he was taking kind of a beeline approach to the ball and saw the big guy that is Tuiasa Sopo.
Yeah, it's generally the center fielder's baseball, but yes, it's not a guy you want to run into, that's for sure.
Jackson also had a long way to go, too.
Hit well by Borges, though. And again, the baseball carrying very well here tonight.
2-0. Line to right, a base hit. That's headed toward the corner. See if Trout thinks about 3. Borges scores. Torrey gets the baseball in, and Trout will stop at second. 7-0 Angels.
Some real good approaches at the plate. 15-hit attack. How quick that bat is. That's not a bad pitch. Away. And a better approach from Mike Trout. His 7th double of the year now. 2nd RBI of the game.
That's going to be it for Octavio Dotel. We've got a pitching change here in the 8th. The Angels on top 7-0. Clearing triple, and then Mike Trout followed that up with an RBI double at 7-0 Angels here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Villarreal comes into the ball game, fireballing right-hander, takes over for Dotel, and he'll face Albert Pujols.
Villarreal has a very good fastball. You mentioned that, Victor. He's a mid to upper 90s fastball, slider, changeup.
25-year-old native of Venezuela. 7 walks, 5 strikeouts this year. Pitched in 50 games last season for the Tigers. Was very good. 3-5 with a 2.63 ERA. Struck out 66 and 54 and 2/3. Rough outing for Octavio Dotel. It started with that 10-pitch at bat to Mark Trumbo. Trumbo got the base hit to left. Albert 2 for 4. A couple of singles and an RBI. Swings first ball and pulls it to the left. Trout will come in. He is going to score easily, make it 8-0 Angels. And close the book on Dotel.
Albert Pujols with a 3-hit game. Couple RBI. Albert, perfect approach at the plate. They're looking for a fastball in the inner half and got it. And drives in Trout. Well, maybe that off day, that extra off day, was what the offense needed. 16-hit attack, 8 runs scored.
J.B. Shuck takes over at first base as the pinch runner. Hamilton swings through the fastball. Dane De La Rosa's up and warming now for the Angels. Friere is down, no longer a safe situation. The Halos up 8-0. Halos have batted around here in the 8th. This one down the line, slicing out of play. 0-2 count on Josh. Hamilton 1 for 4, had a single back in the first.
When you see Mike Trout hitting rockets like that to right field, that's a good sign. Because his power swing really is a right center field. He can hit a ball a long way to right center field. Well, that home run he hit off of Max Scherzer last year in Comerica Park was well out of the ballpark to right center field.
One-two pitch. Outside. Shuck stays at first base. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, that fastball at 96 almost moved like a split finger fastball.
Got some running action to it. That's hit well out to left, but playable for Tuiasa Sopo. The inning comes to an end. The Angels tack on 5 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. The Angels leading at 8-0. Hit game for Borges. Also had a sacrifice bunt. 16-hit attack for the Angels. Mike Trout did a nice job at diving catch. And that one was in the 6th inning to end the 6th inning off the bat of Alex Avila.
That's a tough play because you got to come in forward on the play to be able to make that catch. Then not a bad pitch, but still went with it and crushed it to right field. It's another double. 7th double of the year, 2nd RBI of the game for Mike Trout. Coming around, starting to swing the bat well.
Dane De La Rosa takes over on the mound. Places Scott Downs, who went 1 inning. He'll face 9, 1 and 2. Santiago, Jackson, and Hunter. As Jim Leland goes to the bench. First one is in for a strike. And I didn't have a whole lot of time between half innings. Commercial break with 2 minutes or thereabouts, and I quickly scoured the scorebook here. And through the first 14 games, I cannot find where the Angels have batted around in an inning as they just did in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, the big thing is, though, the reality is they're getting their swings together. There was consistency from the top of the order to the bottom of the order. Peter Bourjos setting the tone at the top with 3 hits. Menace at number 9 spot with 2 hits and a walk. 3 runs scored for him. So that's what you look for. Depth in your lineup. Warmer weather. Hitters are always more comfortable when they're swinging in warmer weather. Certainly looks like that's the case tonight with 16 hits and 8 runs scored.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I could count 3 times, as you were just speaking, Gooby, in which the Angels had sent 7 men to the plate. Twice against Oakland in the home opener. But they batted around at the bottom of the 8th inning. Santiago hits a foul. I'm just looking at that from a standpoint of silver lining. And perhaps it's well documented through the first 14 games of the year, the struggles that this team has had offensively. Not necessarily, you see the batting average alike and the on-base percentage. They're 6th in the American League. The situational hit had been non-existent. So while they were getting guys on base, they couldn't sustain it because innings would quickly come to an end.
They did a nice job as far as doing that. Little things as far as situations. They had to get some bunts down, good approaches at the plate. So important for this club to put that type of game together.
Back up the mound, up the middle, I should say. Hits off De La Rosa right to Kent. That's a 1-4-3 foot out for the first out here tonight.
Number 14, center fielder, Austin Jackson.
Big body out there on the mound for the Angels. De La Rosa with the body over to Howie. Presence of mind to be able to get through the transfer of the glove to the throwing hand and get the first out.
Here's Austin Jackson. 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. 0-1 count. De La Rosa, by the way, pitching in his 6th game. No record of 1.50 ERA. 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Breaking balls, swing and a miss.
When you mentioned the offense, they did it against a very good pitcher today in Anibal Sanchez, who's been phenomenal so far this year. 2-0 with ERA 1.42.
This one looped out toward right field. Hamilton is there, puts it away, 2 down.
And what may get lost in the shuffle has been the defense and the good reads off the bat for the Angels today. 3 double plays turned, some stressful double plays able to turn. Howie did a nice job turning a double play, and that at bat with Prince Fielder and Sean Burnett got the double play ball to get him through the inning to maintain the lead.
Tommy Hansen, 6 innings tonight. The pitcher of record as Torrey looks at a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Torrey tonight 1 for 3. A single back in the first. A couple of ground outs and a walk. Hansen for 6, Lowe for a third, Burnett 2/3, Downs an inning, and now De La Rosa here in the ninth. Breaking ball swing and a miss. 1-2. Ground ball, and that's inside the bag and headed toward the corner. Hamilton tries to cut it off, does so. Torrey's trying to go to second base. The throw from Hamilton, a little bit off target. Hunter picks up a 2-out double, his 7th of the year.
Continues to swing the bat well and go the other way. It's the adjustments he has made hitting in that number 2 spot. He's adjusted his swing, leveled out his swing. It's been successful doing so.
So Miguel Cabrera bats here in the ninth. And shoots one into center field. That's a base hit. Hunter is going to be waved in. And the Angels unable to seal their first shutout of the year. 2-out rally by the Tigers makes an 8-1 halo.
The 18th RBI of the year for Cabrera. 3rd hit of the game for him.
Here's Prince Fielder, 0 for 3. Rolled into 2 double plays, a very big one with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 7th. John Burnett induced that one.
Well, you always talk about guys saving games, but for me, that's a save situation. Game on the line, and Sean Burnett made a perfect pitch to get Prince Fielder to hit the 4-6-3 double play.
One ball, 1 strike. Garrett Richards will be on the mound tomorrow afternoon. 12:05 start here at the Big A. Fielder pops this one up. Shallow left center field. Borges is there. Calls everybody off. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 of this series against the Tigers by the final of 8-1.
Boy, probably the best game the Angels have played all around. Great starting pitcher from Tommy Hansen. Good job by the bullpen. The offense there with 16 hits, 8 runs. Balance throughout the offense too. Mike Trout hit a couple RBIs, a double. Peter Borges setting the tone early on. The defense certainly outstanding, and great job done out of the bullpen. In particular, Sean Burnett. Scott Downs did a nice job. De La Rosa able to finish it off. A good at bat too from Mark Trumbo. That big 5-run 8th inning in which they were able to expand that lead 3-0 to 8-0. Eventually win the game 8-1. Tommy Hansen with the win. Now 2-1 on the season. Anibal Sanchez now 2-1 on the season. Takes the loss. Mike Scioscia's club put it all together and able to get the big victory here, the first game in this 3-game series against a very difficult team to play against, the Detroit Tigers. Now let's go down to Kent French. He's going to talk to one of the stars of the game. Looks like Peter Borges down there on the field.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Sitting by with Peter Borges. I think the 38,000 plus in attendance tonight enjoyed this one. Peter, 3 hits, 3 RBIs tonight. Take me back to the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. What was the approach up there?
I was just trying to drive something up the middle, stay low and hard, and it was a nice single. And it turned out I got under the ball a little bit, and it worked out. Tommy Hansen, solid 6 innings of scoreless baseball. What does that do to the offense when you got a pitcher on the mound pitching as well as he did? It was awesome. Awesome him going out there against that lineup, putting up zeros. I think we were able to relax, put together good at-bats, and we scored some runs to back him up tonight. Yeah, talk about the runs. You got 16 hits, 8 runs here tonight. How do you take this momentum into the weekend? This is the first of 6 big games here at home. Yeah, it is. We just got to stay relaxed and stay focused on our approach and have quality at-bats throughout. And it's a good thing we got an early game tomorrow, so we're not going to lose this momentum. Peter, congratulations. Thank you. All right, Peter Borges, our guest. Stay with us. Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Coming up next.